All right, good morning. I see I think my camera has been affected by a crack on my screen. But anyway, so it's been a while since I updated you on progress on Music Minds Forum at the Ghana Music Alliance and all. And I think that before I go ahead to let you in on what is happening, I need to address the elephant in the room, which is obviously this Grammy issue. I try to stay away from it because, frankly, it was quite annoying to hear the kind of rhetoric that is going on from radio station to radio station about what is indeed happening. And I think that if anything, we should be we should be even congratulating our boys on how far they have come. Now, I say this because there is no industry. I say this because we left them on their own. These artists did this on their own. They got here on their own. There is no major label. These guys created indie labels on their own. D Black did his Black Avenue. Sarkodie did his Success. SM did their thing. Stonebwoy did his Beam Nation. These guys created their own. You don't hear Nigerians talking about that nation and Davido Nation and Wizkid Nation. These guys are sorted. They are already sorted out. They have majors who are handling them. These boys over here did this on their own. We didn't support them. We didn't put them on. They created a way when there was no way. They forged their own way. They were forced to become businessmen on their own because you can't sit at home and expect things to be done for you. We have no industry. Actually have no industry. So to hold them to these standards and be telling them they don't have Grammys, all these guys you're talking about, they are sorted around the world. They are in bed with big labels. They have a seat at the table. These boys did this on their own. EL and his BBNZ in the past, Skillions, all these people, Richie, look at what Richie did. Look at what Lynx did. Look at what Lynx did. They are the closest to a major, if you ask me. You know, Black Avenue has done so well, putting people on. All these guys have done so well. And because of one Grammy, a category which is, the whole Africa, we have one category for the grabs. We only have one category to scramble over. And so everybody, why didn't you get the Grammy? Your music is whack. Really? This is what you're doing. You're putting these boys down. You're putting these artists down because they found a way when there was no way. Because they're not signed to Sony. Because BMI and these big labels are not in bed with them. You should be applauding them that they've even gotten this far. Our industry didn't sort these people out. They had to learn on their own. They had to do things on their own. And they're not connected. And if they're not connected, it's not their fault. It's our fault. We didn't leave the industry better than we found it. Back in the day, recently we addressed the splits issue and how producers and artists didn't understand and how people in the studio were actually oblivious to the facts of sharing credits and royalties. Then we found out that, look, even in America and all around the world, you're not even supposed to know these things. You come to know these things because there's regulations. So, for example, back in the day, if you finish music and you take it to Big Ben, and you want Big Ben to distribute for you, the normal thing that happened in the past was that Big Ben would just take it. Oh, Hammer, on your media fine, oh, Mamin told my way. Then I give it to Big Ben. Then we sign an agreement between us. Then he gives me an advance and I go my way. In fact, you see, the right thing that should have been done is Big Ben will first of all ask me, Hammer, 1 or 2 are you? Why and a ball guitar? Hammer, if I told, and then a chair say, one no ewie. And then a chair say, Nipakura or ball, Nyungwe, one ewie. You have to come and prove to me, Hammer, on paper, say one ewie, before I can sell it, because Hammer, Miss Rokot. Hammer, me pesa me kokot. Inti, Nana Mana or 2 backing vocals, no. If I for proof, but say, I bet you me say, which you are. Inti, these were the things that were supposed to be in place. Big Ben was supposed to stop you right there and say, look, I can't sell for you until you have proven to me that everything is legit on this album. I can't sell it for you. Go back and bring me proof that the saxophonist on your song, you have an agreement with him. So that is when the split sheet comes in. So Big Ben is the person who demands the distributor, the last line of defense, the last member of the food chain before the consumer is supposed to stop you and say, hey, what the cassette number, what the CD number? These things, all these people that are on this album, have you finished with them? That is how it's done in America. You can't get a deal, declare samples. When a record label finishes a song, there's somebody in the record label whose job is to go and clear samples. Samples that were used in a song will need to be cleared. So it wasn't the boys who were supposed to know these things in the studio. It was the regulators who were supposed to stop us. Who were supposed to stop us from proceeding. That's it. And we didn't have an industry for that. We didn't have an industry that watchdog that made that happen. That is why we find ourselves in the place that we find ourselves. So look, we are doing what we can at the Ghana Music Alliance. The Music Minds Forum is bent on educating constantly. Cut these boys some slack. Stop putting them down. They have done so well. If Burna Boy is in a major label and he got a Grammy, so what? One day, when our boys are on major labels, they'll get Grammys. Cut them some slack. This whole week, we've been having meetings upon meetings. We found out that most of our seniors don't really know about the streaming. Our seniors who depended on cassettes and CDs, most of them are actually chasing Gumroad so much because that is their only hope now. Most of them don't realize that their music is still in demand online. So I had a conversation with some seniors with the Alliance, Ghana Music Alliance. We had a meeting and we noticed that the seniors would need a lot of education. We want to help the seniors get distributors from around the world. The seniors need to be on Spotify and Apple Music. Most of these bandsmen who were playing serious bands, Marriott's and all these great bands, they need to have their stuff on their original music online. Some of our seniors who have retired in music don't realize that their repertoire is actually in demand online. Because the CDs and the cassettes are gone, they think that it's over, so they have to go chasing Gumroad. Gumroad, we are chasing Gumroad, all right, but we need to let them understand that there's also an opportunity for you to make money now. So we are fixing that, and we will have a whole desk at the Ghana Music Alliance to get all these seniors on board and help them hook them up with the online world. Basically, AudioMark is now monetized. I hear all of them actually, Spotify, and the distributors, the DistroKids and the rest. We need to get them in touch with them. So we're going to be doing that in the coming weeks. Beat Menace and 7 of the Alliance, some of our highly, respected resource persons are on the job trying to get this thing done. So that will be done. But this week, on the Zoom conference masterclass, we want to tackle a very serious issue. A very, very serious issue. We think that we have swept this issue under the rug for too long. Most of anybody who brings it up, because it's uncomfortable, they just, sweep it under the rug. Depression. The musician and depression. I think that is one of the biggest issues right now. We need to address this now. We feel like most of the musicians who went into a very bad state, didn't find their way back. When you mentioned JD, Fish Scale, Nana Kofi, Nana Kofi Frimpong, most of you don't know his name, but he sang Obi Dobe Biacheme. Nana Kofi Frimpong committed suicide. He actually committed suicide because of personal issues that was bothering him. And Okomfo too is not fully active because he couldn't really come back out of his depression. We have people like JD who are not fully back from the dark place that they went to. We have Kemenya, who also went through some bad times. He found his way back. So gladly he found his way back. A few others who I can't mention from the top of my head, but we believe that this is a serious issue. So we are inviting a clinical psychiatrist and psychologist to come into the Zoom room to address musicians and depression. This same issue, putting artists down because of awards. Papi admitted that he went through something very, very bad. Gladly he found his way back. When he was nominated for about 9 awards and he couldn't even get one. Why do you do that to a human being? Why do you raise their hopes up and dump it like that? If he wasn't strong, it would have affected him. But even what he went through, Shatta Wale is the success story that I can't fathom. How Shatta Wale went into a dark place for 10 years and found himself back, bigger and stronger. You know what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And Shatta went into this dark place, but what he did right was that he created self-improvement. The only obstacle Shatta was facing was his work pace was too much for producers. He was working too fast and producers couldn't keep up with him. So Shatta went into hibernation, created a whole new world where he learned how to be a producer. He learned how to make beats so that he can come back and fix his own problems. And Shatta did so good. So his comeback, I will try and see if I can get him into the Zoom room to share some of his experiences. But most importantly, we need to understand that this is a serious issue. Miss V admitted in the past that she also went to a dark place and she found her way back, obviously. It's time to address this thing. So we will be resourcing some of the experts, but we already have a clinical psychologist who is ready to help. And so this week we are going all out. Hey, I almost said anyway. So thanks be to the Alliance, Ghana Music Alliance. We will continue serving. We're not waiting for anybody to come and save our industry. We're taking it upon ourselves, concerned musicians who feel like if the elected officials and the associations are not doing what they need to do, we will do something. So we will go ahead and serve until things get better in our industry. So big up. Have a great day and may God be with you.